Good morning, students. In our last class, we have studied selection statements. Now, our next topic is iteration, which is also called looping. Okay, but before we go on iteration, we have to discuss some more things which are the part of iterations. So, one of them is range function. Range function, this is the range function. It is used in Python for loop. Basically the range function is used in loops. Okay, that's why before we study iteration statements we have to study range function. It generates a list which is special sequence type. The range function gives a list. I will show you what is list, but let us first study. It generates a sequence. Sequence means continuous sequence of character, digits, numbers. Okay, these are all called sequence. A sequence in Python is a succession of values bound together. It means it is a continuous sequence of any kind of values which are hold together, bound together in some type of variable. Okay, by single names such as string, list and tuple. String, list and tuple, these all three are called sequence. Remember, string, list and tuple, these all three are called sequence. Now let us see what is list. List in a list is mentioned with square bracket in which some values are written 5, 7, 9, 11. These values are called sequence of values which are of type integer, which is bound in a single variable called list1. It is type of list. Now this is tuple in which some values are bounded together. Values are 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, these values are enclosed in braces. Okay, the variable name is tuple1. Okay, it is a type of tuple. Whatever the value which is bounded in these types of round brackets. Okay, so it is called tuple. And you are aware of string, which is written in single quote, double quote. So GWD good is written in single quotation, that's why it is called strings. So these three all are examples of sequence. So basically our range function will give a list. This type of element, these types of element will be given by our range function. Let us see the syntax of range function. uh, in range there are two values. First one is called lower limit, second one is called upper limit. Okay, lower limit means from where to start our list, upper limit from where to end our list. Okay, both lower and upper limit should be of integer. These both values are of integer, not of decimal. Okay, not of floating point number. Okay, now let us see the example. Range 0 comma 5. 0 is our lower limit, 5 is our upper limit. So it means this range function will give a list which start from 0 and end at 5, but the 5 is not included in our list. It means this range function will give values from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is not included in our list. Here I have written step equals to +1. It means the value are increases by 1 by adding 1. We start from 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4. And a last element of the list is 5, which is not included in our list. So this range function will give this list. Okay, and by default the step value is 1, default value. If we not mention, we have not mentioned the step value 1 over here. Okay, this is the simple example of range function. Now let us see another example. Here we starts from 5 and end to 0, but we know that the by default step value is +1. So if we increment 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 1, we never reach to 0. So that's why this this range function will give an empty list because it does not generate any kind of list. This is the sign of empty list, bracket open, bracket close. So this range function will give empty list. Let us see another example. Range 10 is the lower limit, 16 is the upper limit, and by default the step value is +1. So it starts from 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 16 is not included. So our list is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if you not mention your step value, then by default it assume it as +1 and it will generate a list. Your list, upper limit and lower limit and upper limit should be in the proper way. Okay, otherwise it will generate a empty list. All these have default value set to step 1. So we have seen these examples in which the default value is step +1. If you want to generate a list other than step 1, then you have to mention step value. So if you want to generate those kind of list in which the step value is not 1, so we have to mention the step value. Okay, let us see the example over here. If you want to produce a list such as 2, 4, 6, 8, so you can see that the difference between the two consecutive elements is 2. 6 minus 4, 8 minus 6 is 2. So here the step value is 2. So if you want to generate such kind of list, you have to write range function is, we have to start from 2. So our lower limit is 2, upper limit is 10. Why 10? Because 8 plus 2 10 and 10 is not included. So we have written 10. The previous element of 10 is 10 minus 2 8. So 8 will be in our list. Okay. So range equals to 2 comma 10 and this last value is step value. Okay, which is +2. Lower limit, upper limit and step value. So rather than 1, if you want some another type of step, so you have to mention the step value in our range function. Here the step value is +2. So this is the syntax of range function. Now to generate list in reverse order, if you want to generate any kind of list in which elements are arranged in reverse order, what to do? Let us see here. I have written range 5 starts from 5 and it ends to 0, and our step value is here is -1. So this is our lower limit, this is our upper limit. Now we subtract 1 each and every time. 5, first element 5 is displayed. 5 minus 1 4, 4 minus 1 3, 3 minus 1 2, 2 minus 1 1, 1 minus 1 0, but 0 is not included, so 0 is not here. Okay, so by this way you can generate a list. So actually range function, the task of the range function is to generate a list, and list is this. Okay, let us see another example. Here we have given only one argument in the range function, which is the upper limit. If single argument is given, if single value is given, then it is called the upper limit. So and by default the lower limit is 0. By default the lower limit is 0 and step value is +1. By default the lower limit is 0 and the step value is +1. So this is another type of range function which starts from 0 and 5 is not included. So it starts from 0, 0 plus 1 1, 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 1 3, 3 plus 1 4. 5 is not included. So if you write simply this, it will generate this kind of list. So study all these range functions. Okay. Now there is an operator in and not in, which is used in our for loop. Okay, so we have to study this also before we go to our loop statements. So both this operator in and not in returns boolean value. लिखा हुआ है. These operators gives boolean values true or false. Means in, not in, return true and false. These are boolean values. When they are used, for example, let us see. If you write 3 in, this is the list, 3 in 1 2 3 4, 3 is present in this list, so it will return true because here we are using in. If 3 is present in the sequence, then it will return true. This is sequence. 5 in 1 2 3 4. 5 is not present in this sequence, in this list, so it will return false. So false will be written. Character A, let us see clearly, it is written in single quotes. Okay, character A in trade, 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 it is a string. A is present here, so it will return true. Okay, now 5 not in, I am using not in. Not in means if 5 is not present in this list, then gives true, it will gives true. 5 is not in means it is saying true, that's why it is returning true. These two are the examples you can check. Okay, now coming to our iteration statements, coming to our main topic, iteration statement. These are also called loopings. Looping means to perform same kind of thing number of times. These statements perform the set of instructions to be performed repeatedly until a certain condition is fulfilled. It means the looping statement will execute same statement repeatedly till we reach to our final condition. Okay, they are called loops, that's why they are called loop. Okay, first one is for loop, which is also called counting loop. For loop is also called counting loop, that repeats for certain number of time. It means for loop basically is used to perform a task in which you know how many times the task should be repeated. Okay, in that case you will use for loop. Second one is while loop. There are only two kind of loop in Python, for loop and while loop. Okay, second one is while loop, which is also called conditional loop. Why it is called conditional loop? Let us see here. They keep repeating as long as some condition is true. It means while loop keep repeats the same kind of task when the conditions is true. If the condition become false, the execution of the statement stops. Okay, so while loop depends on the condition. For loop execute for finite number of times, okay, for fixed number of times, but while loop depends on the condition. Now let us see our for loop. In for loop range function is used, so we have studied range function also. In for loop in operator is used. Okay, for loop it is used to process the item of sequence such as list or string or one by one. For loop actually works on sequence. For loops actually works on sequence. Okay, and it execute on each and every item of the sequence. Sequence means it is either list, it is either string, it is either a tuple. So for loop works on sequence and it execute according to each item of the sequence. Let us see syntax of the for loop. For a variable, here is our variable in, this is operator, in operator, sequence, whatever was sequence we use here, and below it it is very important that you have to put block. Okay, colon over here. If you forgot to put colon over here, it will not work. So for the syntax of the for loop is this. Now the statement below for loop are written with some indentation like this. Statement to repeats, whatever the statement you want to repeat, you can write over here. I have written something here. It decides the number of times loop is to be executed. This sequence, whatever the sequence you read right here, it will decide how many times this set of statement will be going to be executed. It depends on this. Okay, and the variable written over here is assign each and every value of the sequence. Let us see with the help of example. Suppose I write a syntax such as for a. A is our variable. In this is a list which is called a sequence. So this is a variable, this is a sequence. For a in 1 2 3. See, there are 3 elements given in the list, 1 2 and 3. Now these 2 statements are written with some indentation, so that's why these 2 statements are in the for loop. These 2 are in the for loop. It means these 2 statements are repeatedly executed until this sequence is finished. Let us see. for a in 1 2 3. So here the variable a is assigned the first value of the list, a equals to 1. Here a is assigned the first value, a equals to 1. Print a, print a, print a will generate some result. Print a, the value of a is 1, so 1 will be printed like this. After this statement is executed. Print a plus a, 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, so this 2 is executed. Okay, now the last statement, after the last statement again a will assign the next value. The next value is 2, so a, the now the value of a is 2, it is not 1. Okay, then again print a, the value of a is 2, so 2 is printed. Print a plus a, 2 plus 2, 4, 4 is printed. So these all outputs are generated in sequence. Now again after the last statement, this a will assign the last value 3, so the value of a is 3. Then print a, the value of a is 3, so 3 is printed. Then print a plus a, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 is printed. So by this way the whole for loop will work, logic will work, and your output will be generated. Your each and every output will be generated from new line, because this print, after printing the values, this print statement by default brings the cursor to the new line. So whenever a is printed, after printing 1, cursor brings to the new line. Whenever this is printed, cursor brings to the new line. Each and every print statement bring the cursor to the new line, next line. Okay, so if you understand this, it is okay. If you can't understand, you can ask me. Now let us see another example. For I in range 1, 5. Here range function is used. This is our variable. So this range function, what will it do? It will return a list. We will see in our last topic. So this will give a list. Let us see what is the list. The list is, it starts from 1. By default value is not given, so by default value is, step value is +1, 1 2 3 4, 5 is not included, so our list is 1 2 3 4. So this I will assign these values. I have written it for your understanding. It is not in the part of the program. Okay, this is not the part of the program. So column after column I write a single statement, print, within this for loop with some indentation. Whenever you put colon in script mode, your cursor will automatically is at some indentation. Print I simply going to write I. So first I will assign value 1, to print I 1. Then I will assign value 2, then print I 2, 3, 4. By this way this logic will work. So this is also a simple program, simple example of for loop. Let's see another example. Program to print table of 2. We have to generate a table of 2. Let us see how it works. I have written for I in range 1 to 11. It means this range function will generate a list 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. The list is like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. This is list which is generated by this range function. Now I will assign each and every value at each iteration of the loop. Suppose I have written print statement. This 2 is written over here. This is a character X. This is X. 2 is here. This is character X and value of I. So for first time the value of I is 1. So 1 is here. Then print statement will generate character equal to. Whatever is written in single quote, double quote, these are all character. They are printed as it is. This it is printed as it is. This is printed as it is. 2 here. and which is not in single quote or double quote, its value is to be printed. So value of I for the first time is 1, so 1 is printed over here, equal to 2 multiply I. 2 multiply I, the value of, for the first time the value of I is 1. 2 multiply 1, 2. So 2 multiply I will give 2. So this is the result 2. This is the last statement. So I will assign the next value. The next value is 2. So I equals to 2. Again, this print statement will generate 2 to multiply. This is a character which is written in single quote. So this is capital X. Actually, this is capital X. Then the value of I. Value of I is 2. So 2 is written over here. This is again a character equal to. This is as it is printed. Now 2 multiply I. 2 multiply, the value of I is 2. To 2 multiply 2, 4. So 4 is there. So this loop will be run till the last value 10. 2 multiply 10 equals to 20. So by this way the output will be generated. You can run this program and check it at yourself. Another example, program to print the sum of even number from 1 to 10. You want to print the sum of the even numbers, means 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8, okay, plus 10. So what will you do? This is the logic. Suppose before for loop I initialize a variable sum equals to 0, okay. Now in for loop, for I in range, it starts from the first even number 2 and 10 is included, so I have to write 11, okay, to use 10 because 10 is also even number, so I have written here 11, and our step value is 2. 2 plus 2 4, 4 plus 2 6. So this will generate, it will generate a list such as like this: 2 4 6 8 10. This list will be generated like this, okay. So first time I will assign value 2. Sum equals to sum plus I. So first time I equals to sum, initial value is 0. तो sum equals to sum plus I. Sum plus I मतलब 0 plus I. I की value 2. तो 0 plus 2 2. The value of sum is 2. Now the sum value is changed from 0 to 2. After this execution and the variable assignments, now print statement, which is also below the for loop. Print sum of even number. Sum of even number equals to value of I. Value of I is 2, so 2 is written over here. Then is as it is. Then the value of sum. If the variable is not written in double quote, single quote, its value is to be given. The value of sum is 2, so 2 is given over here. This is the last statement. Then again I has to reach to second element. Now the value of I is 4. Value of I is 4. Sum equals to sum. The value of sum is 2. 2 plus I. 4. 2 plus 4. I की value 4 है. 2 plus 4 6. The value of sum is 2 plus 4 6. Now the value of sum changes from 2 to 6. Okay, this is executed. Now the next statement, print sum of even number equals to I. Sum of even number equals to, what is the value of I? 4. Then the value of sum is 6, which is here. So by this way this loop will be executed till we reached 10, and the sum value of sum is 30. So by this way the for loop works. You can see it. Now our last loop, while loop. While loop, it is the conditional loop that will repeat the instruction within itself as long as the condition remains true. It means it is a type of conditional loop which is based on condition, and it will repeat the execution of the statements until the condition is true. Otherwise it will be terminated. So the syntax of while loop is while, here the condition we have to return with some block, and the statements below while loop. Let us see with an example. Example, to find the sum of first 10 natural number. We have to find the sum of first 10 natural number. Sum of first 10 natural number means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10. Okay, we have to find the sum of all these natural numbers. I initialize a variable a equals to 1 and sum equals to 0 before the loop, before we start the loop. These two variables I initialized. Now in the while loop I have written a condition a is less than equals to 10. While this condition is true, first check if this condition is true or not. The value of a is 1. 1 is less than equals to 10. Yes, it is true. 1 is less than equals to 10. Yes, it is true. So I will show first the value of a, the value of sum equals to 0. These are the initials. 1 is less than 10. Yes, it is true. If it is true, then the two statement written in the while loop are executed. Otherwise they will not execute. So if it is true, then we enter in the loop. These two statements are in the loop and this is out of the loop because it is written without indentation. These two are written with some indentation, with some space. So these two are in the loop, it is out of the loop. Sum equals to sum plus a. The value of sum is 0. 0 plus a. A is 1. So 0 plus 1, 1. The value of sum is 1. A equals to a plus 1. The value of a is 1. A equals to a plus 1. 1 plus 1, 2. The value of a is now 2. This is the last statement of the while loop. And this statement will execute when this loop is terminated. This loop is end. So this print statement is not executed because it is out of the while loop. Now again we reach to the loop. We check the condition a. While a is less than 10, the value of a is 2. While 2 is less than equals to 10, yes, 2 is less than equals to 10. Again the condition is true. Then again we enter into the loop. Sum equals to sum plus a. The value of sum is 1. 1 plus a. The value of a is 2. 1 plus 2, 3. So the sum is 3. Sum is 3. A equals to a plus 1. What is the value of a? A is 2. 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1, 3. The value of a is 3. Okay. Again the value of a is checked while a means 3. 3 is less than equals to 10. Yes, 3 is less than equals to 10. So the sum equals to sum plus a. Sum is 3. 3 plus a. A is 3. 3 plus 3, 6. Sum equals to sum plus a. 3 plus 3, 6. A equals to a plus 1. A, what is a? 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. So a will be 4. So this whole loop will be executed 10 times. Okay. When it reaches 10, then it will generate the sum of the last statement, print statement. We reach print sum of the natural number is sum, and at the last the value of sum will be 55. Here the sum value of sum will be 55. You can execute this and you can check the sum of the natural number is 55, and you can dry run this by this way. So student, that's all for today. We have finished our types of statements, okay, and selection control statement also. We will discuss our both this loop, for loop and while loop, in our next class also. Practice all these questions in your computer. And one more thing I noticed, that you are not you type the program as it is as I have written. Okay, don't type with some by giving some indentation, by giving it your own way. Whatever the way I have written in my copy, you have to type in the same way. Okay, that's all for today. Goodbye.